Hello everyone, how you doing? It's me Joe and we're playing the Stanley Parable. I just bought this on Steam for about £8. It's I played the demo. The demo was amazing, I loved it. And I got this really trippy little monitor here. I don't know if you can see, but my fraps is there, saying 60. I don't know if you guys see it on this screen when you watch it, but that's a bit trippy. Let's begin. If you don't know what the Stanley Parable is, you're gonna find out very soon. It's not any action-packed sort of game that I know of. It might be, who knows? But I highly doubt that. It's very psychological, I think, this game, and pretty funny.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Huh.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened.
Oh.
Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Ah, so here we are. So now the narrator, which I think his name's Kevin Brighting or something like that. I might be wrong with that. It's something like that. His voice is amazing. I love his voice. It's brilliant. We can do whatever he says, or we can choose not to.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could
Where is
it
everyone?
mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Where's the meeting room? Guess we follow these doorways to the meeting room.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
No, he enters the door on his right, I think.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire
that's
it.
what I did. That's what I was meant to do. That's what I wanted to do. The employee lounge, yeah.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring.
Lovely.
It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Yep. Okay, so I guess I wonder what happens if I just stay here. I don't think anything will happen. Nope.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Oh, I loved it. Let's go.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Okay, let's go left then. Let's see what he says.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Oh, do we take the lift though? Do we follow what the narrator's saying, or do we do the opposite and go down here? I want to do what he says and follow him. See what happens. Where's the conference room?
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
God, look at all this work that's gone into this. What do people want? Things. What's that being scribbled out? Happy feelings. Mike James, you are fired. That's oh. Everyone is unique. You most of all. Okay, well let's go to the boss's office, which I guess is upstairs.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Shall we do? Let's do what he says. I don't want something bad to happen. I know this game. You can do whatever the hell you want. You can agree to do what he says, or disagree, or do whatever. So I think we'll just take it step by step and see what happens. This is some office.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Oh, did it wrong.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing.
Oh.
He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Oh. So this game doesn't have much of a meaning, to be honest. As you can tell so far, the story is pretty much you're at work doing some stupid job, and then all of a sudden no one's around anymore. Yeah, I guess we'll see what will happen.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
No, we're going to escape. We're going to go down here.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Oh shit. Do I keep going down it then? What happens if I keep going down it? I don't want to go down it now. I'm going back. It might kill me. I don't know. It must do if he says it, but then he might be lying. That's the whole point of this game. You meant to question it.
But of course, Stanley thought better of it and realized he simply had too much to live for.
Yeah. Let's go back in here. What's this? A light bulb. Turn the lights on.
The lights rose on an enormous
Wow.
room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
I don't know if Stanley does. Because Stanley doesn't know what's going on right now.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Cool. Lift. On.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
What was my number? I can't remember what my number was.
He refused to believe
4
it.
something, wasn't it?
He couldn't accept it. His own
427?
life
Can't remember.
in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
I think he had.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life, for he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
What did that do? Okay. Well, there's a number 4 up there, so I don't know what that has to do with anything. I guess we go to this door over here that's lit up. Oh, there's numbers here. There's a 5. What does this big red button do? Nothing. Huh. Let's press the 5 and see what happens. I felt like pressing it 5 times. I pressed the 4 one 4 times, see what happened. Awaiting input. System power. Oh, wait.
And when at last
Off.
he found the source of the root.
Oh dear. So break. Am I dead? Oh. I'm alive. I just can't see anything.
Blackness
Can't
and a
see.
rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was
I think I've just completed the game.
It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
I beat the game. Now, if anyone's aware of the Stanley Parable, there are about 300 endings. It's a ridiculous amount of endings there are. I'm sorry, what? So we just start again? What's going on?
All of his co-workers were
Yes, we'll start again. We'll play some. We'll do some different stuff
Stanley
this time.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps
Let's go
he
to the
had
meeting
simply missed a
room.
memo.
Come on, let's go. Everyone's disappeared. We need to find out where they are. So this time, we're not going to do what he says.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the... This was not the correct way to the
I
meeting
know.
room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow, yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nope.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Okay, what's this? Do not jump from the cargo lift while it is in motion.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
For her?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Oh.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
No. Can't plug it. I'm unplugging it.
As Stanley picked up the phone, a white light engulfed him, filling him not just with radiance, but with hope. Hope for a life reunited one... Wait. Oh, goodness. Stanley, did you just unplug the phone?
I did.
No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly. I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check.
Love this game.
No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person. I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making.
Sure did.
Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Choice. It's the best part
brilliant.
of
I
being
love
a
it.
real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Stephen has a choice. He could spend years helping improve the quality of life for citizens of impoverished third world nations. Or he could systematically set fire to every orphan living in a 30-kilometer radius of his house. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack." Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
that is hilarious. So, what have I got to do now? Go back? Go through here? Oh, this game, you just don't know what to do. You don't know if to do what he says or not do what he says.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
Okay, so I will still deny everything he tells me to do. So if he tells me to do something, I'm going to do the opposite. If I think it's necessary. We're just going back. Am I going to have to replay it all again? Is that what they're going to make me do?
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world. Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
Look at this. It's so good. Okay, let's go back. Let's go back in. Oh, it's the same. I thought it might have changed. Come on then, let's go left.
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to. I have to.
Oh. Don't shut the game down. I want to keep playing. Okay, where are we now? Oh dear. What?
Oh, I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You. Who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed.
All this because it didn't do what you said.
It was mine and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child. Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it.
Before.
I tried so hard.
Oh.
Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly.
Was that another ending I just
putting
had?
the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay, let's go left this time then. This is so good and weird at the same time. There we go, the room's fine now.
There was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Oh, we can't.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley
Can't go
walked
down this time.
upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay. I guess we'll see what's up here. What's this door? I want to go for that door. Wait a minute.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned
different.
to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Nightshark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
Okay, I guess I have to do it. What happens if I don't do it?
Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark
Let's just do
115.
it.
He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
How do I speak? Hello?
I'm sorry, is there a problem? You didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
Sorry, I don't know how.
Okay, fine, you're not gonna do it. But you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing.
Whoops.
For your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have
Did
done
that
whatever
already.
the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward. When Stanley came to a set of two open doors,
going on?
he entered the door on his left. Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice. I need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to me?
This game is brilliant.
Is everything all right?
What's going on?
Stanley, this is important. The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose. Do something. Anything. This is more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it. So, you hear me? Are you there? Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there? Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice. That's all right. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do. Take as much time as you need.
Wow. The end is never the end. Ah, where are we now? Back in our office. Okay, well, I don't know. This game's just insane. It goes on forever. I don't know. It's just, it's mental. What do I do? I don't understand. Do I keep playing? Is it just going to start me again? Do I do different things?
When Stanley came to a set of two
goes the
open
one on
doors,
his right.
this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire
This
it.
time,
The lounge was
I'm going to go down that lift.
a work of art. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
And you go down the lift.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
This game, what's going to happen now? Something's loading, that's different.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left.
Can I go right? No? Okay. I guess we'll go left.
Oh,
Oh.
no, it's to the right, my mistake.
Okay.
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see.
I love this game.
Right, left, down, left,
I'm
right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Give me any other options? No? Okay. Let's go down here. Oh look, it's this room again.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
Oh, God's sake. Okay, well, I think I've had enough of this today. It's a brilliant game. I love it so much. There's so many different ways you can play it, so many different things you can do. If you want to see me play more, do different things, let me know. I'll definitely do some more videos of this. But I could be playing this for the next 5 hours and it'll be different every time. It is just so good, this game. It's called the Stanley Parable. If you want to buy it, you can buy it on Steam. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.